What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, que pasa, sluta? What up, Spidey? Hola, mama. It is Monday, October 29th. This is the Low Shack in the Bag Late Show. My name is Jimmy the Bag, and I'm sitting beside, as always, the legend, Lodos Toshak. Still getting a lot of comments about that brow of yours.
Oh, no. People are, what can I say?
A lot of comments about that brow and that stash.
For anyone who missed the morning show, and what did happen over the weekend was that I was with a female, and women are always trying to do, they're trying to give well-intentioned advice. She wasn't trying to hurt me, but, she wound up forcing me to go to some kind of grooming place, and, they fiddled around my eyebrows, my mustache. I tried to explain to them that I do this, not because I think it looks good, because I'm hoping that it adds any kind of tiny little comedic entertainment value to the shows I do. And I don't know if they processed that or not, but apparently they did some stuff that makes my mustache and brows and facial hair and everything look somehow still unappealing, but less funny to guys.
Hilarious.
Is that true?
Yes.
Are you bullshitting me, Jim?
No, I'm not at all. It looks less hilarious. I was looking at old videos and I said, that's funny.
Is that true?
That's true.
Or are you just doing shtick now for the camera?
There's no shtick.
Seriously, Jim.
No, it's way less hilarious.
Why? Because the top is cut off, or the bottom what?
It's groomed. It's groomed.
Well, the good thing about a groomed, put together look is that it can easily fall apart within 48 hours, definitely within 2 weeks. So hopefully we'll be okay.
2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks. Got a great group here. Nutflush Allen joining us. And Nutflush Allen said Pete's getting his eyebrows done.
Yeah.
KG in the house. Jake Bell, Brandon Biaggi, Mr. Knockout 66, Bill Butler with his NFL lock of the night. Pats to score in all four quarters. We don't need TDs necessarily. A field goal or any score will count. They're giving us plus 125, was plus 140 at 2 p.m. Even in a blowout, it should cash easy. That's available at Bet Online. Straight from Bill Butler. Big Dick Donnie, video of the day cashes, Man City money line. Should have given us that. Oh, no.
Make sure to not sit on the mics. Got it. Thank you very much. Who's that? Is that Freddie Fortune?
Freddie Fortune. Pack of write-offs, man.
Freddie.
Oh my God.
We got to get a camera that shows the screen. And the other thing is that people think we got stuck in a closet, which I understand why they say that. But trust me when I tell you this. Everything that's not on camera in the studio looks awesome. The only part of I swear I'm not lying. We can turn the camera around the only part of the studio that looks totally lame and stupid is the part that they decided to put on camera. But everything else looks awesome. We've got Freddie Fortune sitting in the back. I wish you could have a camera showing Freddie and Lucrative Larry and all the funny notes they put up on the screen. I guess there's a method to the magic, but the people in charge decided, all right, what we're going to do. We're going to make a fucking kick-ass looking studio, and we're going to have one small part of it look lame, and that's the part we're going to put on camera. That's the part we're going to put on camera. I'm not going to question it. It also doesn't matter if I question it all. I'm not in charge. But.
Scotty Rock is surprised that she didn't tie little blue bows at the end of your mustache.
It was...
Ty Rich says your eyebrow to mustache ratio has been better.
Yeah. Yeah, she also had to put my hair in a man bun. That's not a joke. And when I got out of it, she was like, "Peter, you look awesome." But all right, let's move on. All right, so what do we have?
Big Dick Donnie says, "Don't worry, Jimmy, I got a video in the works for you." King Rail
Nice.
gives a big shout out to Vegas Gun and his wife Lily. They stopped by his pad, brought over some Henny, smoked a blunt.
Damn.
Much love to the Gun family. Brian Hernandez saying the best play is minus 14 Patriots cover. We'll have a lot to talk about that. Nutflush Allen says, got one of those random phone calls from Canada, and Caden said, answer it, Dad. I said, why? It's from another country. He said, it might be Jimmy.
Oh, man.
What a guy.
Shout out to Nutflush Allen. All right. So, a lot of people piling on the fact that I did get some grooming done. Yeah, they're all piling on here. All right, let's see. Brian Arnett, people are already coming in. Pat's minus 14 to cover. Jimmy the Bag. Once again, I will remind folks from last. Oh, come on. What's going on here?
Just focus.
Sorry, audio is king. Audio is kind of messed up.
Okay.
Make sure to connect. Okay, connect it properly. Okay,
right.
Freddie Fortune, man on the scene, helping us all to get that green. Is this? I don't know whose audio is messed up. Freddie Fortune.
Yeah, whose?
This would actually be great
He's
content.
pointing at you. He's pointing at you.
This would be great content if you could see the notes that they put up on the monitor for us, and if you could see Freddie doing his thing behind the camera there. But
everybody wants to get to NBA as soon as possible.
Yeah.
That will be easy because we want to spend most of our time on NBA, and we have 2 quick games to get through in NHL. We can get through them in less than a few minutes. Let's bang it out fast.
So let's get into it. NHL.
Bang it out
Once
fast.
again, hey Freddie, do you have the NHL record there by any chance? We'll throw this record up. I'm kind of proud of this
you
one,
should
Jimmy
be
the
proud
Bag.
of it.
I started tweeting things out. I still should have a better record if I had a little bit of balls, but look at that. Rolling. I got some balls last minute. I did put Carolina on a money line play. I tweeted that one out, so I got a unit there. And I don't know. I'm just hoping that I can maintain it. Tonight, I took Toronto -1. Toronto -1 as an official
Everybody
play.
says your mic's fucked up, Pete.
My mic is
You're
fucked up.
dropping the ball, Pete.
All right, so what should I do here?
What should we do? Should we panic, Freddie?
What do you want me to do,
Should
Freddie?
we panic?
What do you want me to do, Freddie?
Okay, there's going to be some
All right,
more
there's
writing
more
coming in.
notes. More
writing.
notes. Freddie, this is not what we need. Oh, he says it's okay now.
Okay,
Oh,
okay. Let's
okay,
just,
shit,
okay,
Jesus
okay,
Christ. All right, fucking
it's
A.
okay. It's okay.
Unbelievable.
It's okay. Okay, so yes, you are rolling. Oh, Fade the Bag has joined us. Fade the Bag has joined us.
All right,
Beautiful.
so Fade the Bag will be on, let me see. Fade the Bag will be
on the Vancouver Canucks.
+1.5 line.
+1.5 at a -290.
Minus 180, yeah.
Yeah, -180. And remember, he only bets 200 or whatever I bet, so 125 on -180. But if he wins, he gets the full 125 because it's magic. Because it's magical numbers.
Yeah, that's what. Look, if you can do magic, do it. That's what I say. And if Fade the Bag is capable of magic, I say go for it. I would do magic if I could, but the books hold me to the bets I actually make. All right, so once again, I took Toronto -1. Obviously, Austin Matthews is out, and let's see if that line is, well, it's gone up about 5 or 10 cents since the morning, so that's okay. You know, Toronto still has other, weapons on offense, and Calgary is, kind of a weakish team. So look at that, Man City won. Man City did win.
Yeah, of course.
Look at that.
Victor Darling's play.
People were suggesting take -1, which would have pushed. But all right, so I took Toronto -1 as my only official play right now. Definitely leaning unders in the Minnesota-Vancouver game. Jimmy the Bag took Minnesota puck line +190, and he also took the under 6.5 -115 in Calgary-Toronto, and he also took Vancouver team total under 2.5 -110. Let's see what happened with that. Yeah, total is right where it was in the morning show.
That's right where it is. Brian S. said, had to stop by from my NHL picks. Love having Brian S.'s input. He's also on Wild -1.5. Truly feel that fading the Canucks, the time is now with the way Edler is playing, with the way Edler is not in the lineup, and with Panev, who's questionable tonight but dealing with a hip injury. He's on the Wild -1.5 and Calgary team total over 2.5. Thank you for stopping by.
Wait, he's on the Calgary team total over 2.5.
He is.
Okay, but not necessarily on Calgary though, on the money line.
You're right.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. I took Toronto -1. It just seems like they have too much.
Fade the Bag says it's not rocket science, but then why do you say you're betting $125 at -180? If you're betting to win, you would have to bet a higher amount, and you don't do that. I watched you bet when my units were at $200, he'd bet $200 on a -270 line and give himself a $200 win. We know then you would have to bet $540, but you don't write $540 because you stay in a perfect world. In a perfect world full of magic, full of magical numbers.
On the other hand, in his defense, though, as we say, if you want to watch anywhere from this show or the rest of the handicapping world, the Twitterverse or whatever, if you think you have an edge, fading a handicapper or fading a handicapper in certain spots, by all means, that can be a profitable thing to do. Just do also be aware that it's also a 90% compliment, because you're saying that the person who you're fading does actually have an edge. They just are seeing things opposite the way they should be seeing, but that they are, in fact, seeing stuff that is real. They're not, in fact, a coin flipper. All right, so let's get
Eric
into it.
Mullins is on the Leafs for 3K. We want to get through this NHL very quickly. I can understand. We remember last year, the first 5 games to Austin Matthews was not in the lineup. They won. They won the first 5 games, and then they went on a losing streak with him. They ended up with an overall positive record without him in the lineup, but that was because of the first 5 games. They went 5-0. That's why I do believe.
Yeah.
That's why I do believe the Leafs are the play, but I am not going to make it.
And it just makes me, part of it is, that definitely makes me nervous, but part of it is also that I feel like Calgary is very fadeable right now. Would you disagree with that?
I don't know.
No?
I don't know if I think they're very fadeable. That's the question. I don't know. It's been a very confusing year following this team. 5-5-1, 3-3-0 on the road. They got embarrassed by Pittsburgh. Bobby Pantload, our Pittsburgh expert, Pittsburgh Penguins expert, he sent me a message saying, take -2.5, take -3.5 against the Flames. And I was like, if you send us a video on that, you'll get instant credibility because they end up winning 9-1.
Wow.
But he said they were very rested and very ready for that spot.
Wow.
Now, the Flames did come back, put up a show, put up a fight against the Capitals. But Mike Smith is questionable. I like their backup, the 26-year-old Czechoslovakian David Riddick. I like him. I think he should be the guy moving forward. But Mike Smith is the guy with the .869 save percentage. The Flames should have a very nice power play. They don't. Their penalty killing is always terrible. That's just the way it is with this Flames team. And it doesn't make sense. That should change with Hamonic back. Hamonic is a big deal. I think this Flames team is going to be good this year and make the playoffs.
Really?
That's what I think.
Okay, and then let me ask you about Vancouver right now. Obviously, they have injuries. How are they likely to be defensively, though?
I think how they're going to be bad.
I mean, in this game.
I think they're going to be just in a very, very tough spot.
Defensively.
Well, what they've done is they've already taken Eriksson off of the first line. They put a grinder defensive guy in his place.
To inhibit the other team from scoring.
Yes, to be more accountable defensively, and that's what I think will happen. I think they're going to try to play a much tighter. I think that they're going to have concerns that Edler's not in the lineup, and they're going to play a much tighter conservative.
Okay, see, this is what makes Jimmy the Bag so valuable, Mr. Fade the Bag. My awesome NHL record. I said it from the beginning. I'll say it now. I'll say it again. It's true. It's true. It's true. Approximately 2/3, 60% or 2/3 of my success in NHL last year and this year is entirely attributable to Jimmy the Bag. Entirely attributable to Jimmy the Bag. All right, I'm going to take the first period under here. I'm going to take Minnesota, Vancouver, first period under 1.5, and that's going to be -103 at Pinnacle. First period under 1.5, -103.
I like it. Gate Passkey says Smith is on the downside of his career, but will bounce back in Toronto. Brian S. says, I would be aware of fading Calgary coming off losing 3 straight. Their coach got them to respond when they played poorly last year. It is a new week. Could really bounce back.
But isn't but Toronto's a tough team to bounce back against, aren't they?
They're a good hockey team.
Yeah.
And I feel like they will step up right now. I think Johnny Tavares will play his best game in a Leafs uniform. They know that they need to step up with Austin Matthews not being around.
So if Calgary's going to step up, does that mean they're going to clamp down defensively?
Fade the Bag says, Pete, then why does he lose? Makes no sense. I was up 43 units was my high point last year in NHL. I ended up the year up about 25.
Oh, and yeah, in NHL units. He was up last year. He slumped a little bit in the playoffs, but overall he was up, definitely.
And I will end up this year in NHL playoffs. And the reason why you haven't been around for the last few weeks is because I've been winning. If you've been fading all my NFL picks, I'm 17-7 with my last 24 picks.
There's also a second part to that question in general, which is that giving valuable analysis and managing bets and managing a bankroll are 2 individual skills, and even on Wall Street, as we know, that is also the case. Those skills are those disciplines are separate. You know what I mean? The people who do research and provide advice, and the people who actually quote unquote pull the trigger are separate entities. And so there you go.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Fade the Bag. And anytime you would like to put $1,000 in somebody's hand or $500 in somebody's hand, go heads up. Or if you want to do that and just say you will take the opposite of all my bets, we'll see who wins. I'd be down for either of those things.
But, once again, Fade the Bag is a very well-behaved hater here. And as we say, haters are allowed to be here.
They're welcome.
Absolutely.
They're welcome.
The only thing that's not allowed to be here, liars, racists, and spammers, that's it. And as of right now, Fade the Bag is none of those things.
That's why we've never
yes, well-behaved and well-educated and well-spoken hater.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People think haters are always just like whacked out nut jobs. No. Some of them are very well educated, very well spoken, very articulate.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
All right, let's go.
We got to get on the NBA as soon as possible. Mohammed Joma says, but the Leafs have been bad at home this year, and they know it. I look for that to change soon.
All right, so I'm gonna wait. What did he say?
He said, the Leafs have been bad at home this year, and they know it. I look for that to change soon, and that is the truth. The Leafs have been bad at home and very good on the road.
Not Apple says Fade the Bag is Jessica Fine. No, Jessica Fine is a whacked out person who needs to be.
I know who
Jessica Fine could not put on an act like this for more than half of a post. That would not be possible. No. All right, so let's see. All right, so I guess that's it. I did take Minnesota, Vancouver, first period under 1.5 -103. I'd also be leaning full game under as well. I'm just not exactly sure. Why has this total gotten bet up just a little bit? Why do you think, Jim?
That's a good question. I think Mike Smith is susceptible.
No, sorry. I'm talking about the Vancouver game.
Oh.
Yeah, just a teeny bit it got bet up. I mean, it negligible, but not
I'm surprised
Not
that it got bet up. The Canucks are going to have a difficult time scoring. The only reasonable explanation, I think, is because with Edler and possibly Tanev out of the lineup, there should be more holes defensively. I know that Green will put them in a much more conservative spot because those guys are out of the lineup. He'll be worrying that their defense is going to be an issue. So that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised that it's gone up.
Yeah, so you just think that Vancouver is just going to have a tough time scoring in this.
The time to fade the Canucks is now.
Jimmy the Bag. All right. I may add on the under in this game, and if I do, I'm going to take it at 6 minus 128. That's the current line at Pinnacle, buying up to 6 minus 128. I might take that one, and there's a very slight chance that I'll go with Jimmy on the Vancouver team total under 2.5 as well. I'm going to hold off for right now. All right. That's it for NHL. Before the show is over, there's a chance I might throw on the Vancouver
And
under.
Tony Du, who's got great Vancouver insight, says Tanev is out for sure tonight.
Yeah. Right.
All right, let's roll.
All right, let's move on to NBA. These are the plays that we gave in NBA. Jimmy the Bag gave New Orleans, Denver under 231 minus 104. Let's see what happened to that one. Oh, there you go. Dropped about 1.5 points. Now down to 229.5 at Pinnacle. So Jim has New Orleans, Denver under 231 minus 104, and that is it. I gave two plays. Lakers, Minnesota under 241 minus 110. Let's see what happened to that one. Right where it was. Right where it was in the morning. And I also took a shot with the Nets first half team total over 51 minus 108. I'm still watching and waiting and thinking about this card. I have to be very careful in the NBA, Jimmy the Bag. What insights, if any, do you have about for this NBA card that we didn't have in the morning?
Well, there's some games that we need to hammer much harder that we didn't get a chance to. Let's see what's going on now. Jared Schrader, Brooklyn, Lakers, Miami, Sacramento under.
Miami, he likes Miami, Sacramento under.
Yes. And I guess that with the Heat getting all the players back, it's going to take a little time to figure out exactly what's going to happen. Warriors, Bulls, the same thing with the Bulls. The Bulls dealing with all these injuries. It's difficult to really have faith in what their pace is going to be like.
I took a shot with the under on the overnight line. I mentioned that I bet it. I got it at 230.5. This game did just have, I don't know if the under is a good bet, but it had total's going to drop written all over it. And I was right. I should probably take back my bet now. I got it at the opener, 230.5. I was like, I know this total's going to drop. Tomer made a good comment, though. He said that, Golden State doesn't take teams seriously on the road like Chicago and doesn't play tight defense. But I saw the 230.5, and I took a shot with it on the under, and now it's down to a 227.5 at the Greek. I would still be leaning under on that game as well.
Ulysses Hayes liking the Warriors, minus 11. Also, Scotty Rock Forever saying Dub Nation rolls, bet it.
Dub Nation rolls, bet it. He means Golden State. Dub Nation rolls, bet it. Yeah. I mean, Chicago's just a bad team, Chicago's not a good team. They just aren't that good. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
SBR Forum joining us. Drew from the SBR Forum, who is number one in the NHL SBR contest.
Bullshit. Really?
Yeah, number one. He's in first place in the NHL contest. We have some exciting news. As you guys know, I will be focusing most of my attention on the Breeders' Cup this week.
Fade the Bag. Listen up. With the Breeders' Cup, change not your name, but change your attitude to Tail the Bag. Trust me on this one. Jimmy the Bag killed the Triple Crown last year. Tell it, Jim.
It's it's Future Stars Friday, so there's 5 championship races with 2-year-olds, and on Saturday, it's all of the championship races. And we have a $700 contest coming up, a $700 contest that we will be dropping tomorrow. Also, there's going to be free play points for our casino and for our sports book that you can also win, and we will be announcing that tomorrow. It's a really fun contest we're doing for the Breeders' Cup that I'll be announcing tomorrow.
And how about this? If Jimmy the Bag does do as well in the Breeders' Cup as I expect, maybe Fade the Bag would consider changing his name to Tail the Bag and Horses. How about that? That would be a nice gesture, right?
It's all good. He's not angry.
Yeah.
He's not
all right, Jimmy the Bag.
Anything, so
we're procrastinating with these tough betting odds. In the meantime, though, Brooklyn is taking some money. Right, they dropped from 2 to 1. I took the Nets first half team total over 51 minus 108. The Chicago line has dropped down. I'm thinking that Sacramento. In opening day, that was the one call that I had that was right. I was like, you know what? This Sacramento team, I'm not saying they're not a bad team, but I'm saying they've got some life to them. They've got some youngsters who are balling. As a big dog, I feel like they probably will have some value. I'm leaning Sacramento now. The line's jumped up to 9 or 9.5. People are back for Miami, right?
People are back.
People are back.
Yes. And we can go over everybody who is back in 1 second.
People are back for Miami, right? I'm thinking about taking Sacramento. I'm thinking about, I don't know, the Miami team total under, Sacramento team total over. What do you think, Jim?
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Ellington will be back in the lineup. Miami's best shooter should make his season debut. It just leaves Dion Waiters and James Johnson out of the lineup. So Justice Wilson made his debut on Saturday. Ellington is supposed to make his debut tonight. We know that Josh Richardson has run with being the go-to scorer. Rodney McGruder looks like the real deal, averaging 16 points per game. Dwayne Wade coming off his best game of the season, too, on Saturday. It's just a difficult team to figure out the pace right now. And Dragic will have his hands full, just like he did on Saturday with Lillard, who put up 42. He's going to have his hands full with De'Aaron Fox. Nemanja Bjelica just said that to the Sacramento Bee that De'Aaron is our leader. The rest of the guys, we just follow him.
Man, I'll tell you what I want to do, and I might do this. Instead of taking the Kings at plus odds or something, I might take Kings team total over, Miami team total under. So if it's a very high scoring game or very low scoring game, I'll probably push. But I think I think that might be not a bad play there. Kings team total over, Miami team total under. What do you think, Jim?
That's interesting. Trent Claxton says Miami half free money. Barca man, Kings Miami over is 12-2 in its last 14 meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I need to watch the Kings more. Will Weber says Kings will stay competitive with mediocre teams bank it.
Yes, that's what I think. I'm thinking the Kings at plus 9.5 now. I mean, this line is headed up and up and up.
Miami is a dangerous team at home.
They are.
Yeah, we saw the Blazers destroy the Magic, and we've seen a lot of teams destroy the Magic and then move on to Miami and have a tough time.
So who's back for Miami again? And what's the impact?
Well, their best shooter in Wayne Ellington. Now, we know that shooters don't often get off to a fast start when they've been out for a little while, but Ellington came back on tonight, and then on Saturday, Justice Winslow came back, who is a very important guy. He can help do a lot of things. He had 10 points, 5 boards, 3 steals in 19 minutes. He can defend the perimeter. He can do a lot of big things. Scotty Rock, don't forget to bet Warriors first half. Trust me, he said.
And who's still out for Miami?
They still have Dion Waiters and James Johnson on the shelf. So Dion Waiters is their best offensive player. If you consider him better than Dragic, that's up to debate. And James Johnson, who's their toughest player.
All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Miami team total under. I'm going to take Miami team total under 118.5 minus 109. Miami Heat team total under 118.5 minus 109. Team total under 118.5 minus 109. Also leaning to the Kings team total over, which would be 107.5 minus 135 at Pinnacle, or 109 at Heritage. Thinking about this, and what do you think about that? I know that in the beginning of the season, Miami was going to play up tempo, right?
That's what they said.
But did that happen?
Yeah, it's happened.
Huh?
Yeah, it's happened, but it didn't happen right out of the gate because they didn't really have the right guys to do it with. And when Whiteside's on the floor, you don't want to run.
Yeah.
I mean, he's coming off a 16-board, 6-block game against Portland. I'm surprised that him and Cauley Stein are going to bang, and Cauley Stein can run, is more skills running up and down the court than Whiteside.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, their pace has been, kind of average, I would say.
Sam Estrada says, I'm from Sacramento, and this team is playing like I haven't seen in a while. Give me Sacramento. Al Action says, Kings don't play defense, especially on the road. Wouldn't do that.
He says, I wouldn't do that, Pete, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Osef Tucker joining us. He's on Indy first half and over 53.5 in that Pacers. David Stewart says, don't sleep on Miami. They looked really good against Portland. Adrian Ganecka says, is Golden State worth to be at minus 11? Speaking of basketball, I had to look at my bad NHL record. At least I have a winning record in the NBA. Let's get that up there.
No, we have to show this.
Yours is going to be fine.
You think mine is going to be fine? All right, let's show it. Let's show it. Hey, Fade the Bag. Check this out. Maybe you want to start a second account known as Fade Loshak in NBA, and I would have nothing to say to that. This is the third year in a row that's starting off horribly for me. I'm going to be very careful and do my absolute best to try to rectify this here situation. But off to another bad start here. I am, I'm on some plays tonight. I would definitely be leaning Bulls under. Definitely be leaning Philly minus all those points, even minus 11. I think that Philly is just much better. Philly first half, Philly full game. I'd be leaning that way, and that's about it as far as plays I'm thinking about from the NBA. The only leans that I got now, Philly that I haven't given, Philly first half, Philly full game. I'm just liking them. I guess Golden State and Chicago under would still be a lean, even at 228 or so. Again, Sacramento, I'm not trying to sleep on Miami, but I do kind of like Sacramento here, and I took Miami team total under, one at 118.5 minus 109. Tempted to throw on the Sacramento team total over as well. And that's it, Jim. You got anything else to say?
King Rail says Golden State will beat Chicago by 25.
Right.
Darren Cook says, I took Golden State Warriors first half. Eddie Oler says Warriors should blow out the Chicago Generals. Cameron Payne is going to have a tough game out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be all on Levine to make play after play after play after play. Raul Portwando on his team, Golden State under 228. What's the movement?
Yeah,
on that total?
under two. Well, I bet it at 230.5, Jim,
Wow.
and now it's down to 227 at Pinnacle. There's a 228 at Bet365 and William Hill. It just does feel like Chicago had one good defensive game, and now they're supposed to stop this Golden State team. Is going to go on the road, and
Jamal Stone says, Jesus, it's just too much talking for me.
Really.
What else would he like?
Oh, who is this? Jamal,
Our man Jamal. I don't know what else he was hoping
Jamal
for.
Haran?
No, Stone.
Where?
Jamal Stone. Geez, this is just too much talking for me.
You want us to slow down, or do you want us? Oh, by the way, does anyone have any videos today? Do we have any videos?
We
that were
don't
sent in?
have any videos.
All right.
Today.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, Jamal Stone. I would love to have some visuals. I would love to have some chicks come in and like a little bit more, But it's just we don't have the budget for that. So Jimmy and I have to use our words to fill up the entire hour. I apologize. Yeah, it's a lot of talking, Jamal Stone.
No,
I apologize for that.
Hose ain't cheap, Jamal.
Maybe he wants more jokes. All right. So
Diesel Eugene, what up, guys? I've been killing in my MMA bets. Please join us when we're hammering MMA. Diesel Eugene.
he says this line for sure will go down. Which line is he talking about?
He is talking about.
Oh, UFC. Okay,
Yeah.
UFC 230. Okay, I thought he was talking about an NBA one.
No.
Yeah, Ralph Portuando. Wow, look at that.
Alan Action saying, and King Rail will have beautiful. We'll have a video tomorrow. Brian Hernandez excited about the Breeders' Cup show. I'm liking all of this. Let's see what else.
All right, I might throw on some leans here because King Rail saying Golden State first quarter in full game. Ralph Portuando, others, and myself liking the under. So that tells me maybe Chicago Bulls team total under might be a good play. How about that for some words, Jamal Stone? Chicago Bulls team total under might be a good play. Those might be some wise words right there. Drew Daddy on Sixers minus 11, under 221.5, Toronto, Milwaukee, Brooklyn +2, Golden State first half, Lakers minus 1.5, book it. I'm an inch away from taking the Sixers as well. First half and full game. Jim, what do you think about that?
That's interesting. Theodore MacDow says it's Davis playing. Davis is not playing. Grant Hunt here says, I just got here to the show. Was there more talk about Pete's grooming habit?
Yeah, a little bit in the beginning. I don't know what to do. I'm going to have to, I can't tell how bad it is. I got so much shit. All right, I might make this a day where I put a lot of plays on here in NBA. The plays I'm thinking about, Philly first half, Philly full game. That's definitely a lean. Thinking about Chicago team total under, Chicago Golden State under, and Golden State first half -6 or whatever. Those are the plays that I'm thinking about right now, Jim.
PRC Publicist has a big play tonight in NFL football. I'm copying and paste it because I'm on it too.
Really?
Yeah.
How bad is Atlanta and how good is Philly?
Well, that's the question. Philly at home looks like a different team than Philly on the road. Eric Mullen says, hammer the Lakers show. King Rail says, did you see how Golden State let Nets drill threes? And I wouldn't bet team total under with the Bulls because they don't play defense against teams that aren't good.
Right.
The Sixers are a question mark to me, and they're such a big question mark that and Eric Mullen saying the best bet of the night is Lakers. Enough said. The play I would make for sure is if I had to take a play on the side, I don't trust the Sixers at all, even though they've looked good at home. I love that Deadman's back.
Why don't you trust the Sixers, even though they look good at home?
Because I hate these Jekyll and Hyde basketball teams who let bad teams stay close.
Is that who they are, huh?
That's who they've been early in this year. Now we're only 6 games in.
All right, I'm going to take Philly first half. I'm going to take Philadelphia. Philadelphia 76ers. First half, -6.5, -110. That is at Intertops. Philly, first half, -6.5, -110. I took it, Jim.
Yeah, I would be more inclined to take a play like the Warriors first half, and that's the play that Rock is on. I'd be more inclined to do that. DD says Atlanta Hawks +11 is 20-0 against the Sixers. I guess Atlanta Hawks as double-digit dogs. I'm guessing that's what he's talking about.
But Atlanta is a really bad team right now, right?
Yeah, but they have a point guard who has hope. They have Dedmon back in the lineup. I mean, they aren't losing on purpose. Carlos Luna says, fade the process. Dan Kelly, the past 3 years, Dallas, San Antonio, first quarter road team is 10-2 against the spread.
Really?
Yeah.
First quarter road team is 10-2 against the spread. I mean, Atlanta, they're not as bad as Orlando, not as bad as the Knicks, right? Not as bad as the Cavs, right?
Hey, a Patriot says notice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on one second. Where is that? A Patriot. Let me see you. Let me find you. A Patriot. Notice you. There you go. Yes. Consider yourself on notice. What exactly would you like us to notice about you? I hear you, man. It's a lonely fucking world out there. Lonely fucking world out there. All right. Let me see. DD says Atlanta came back 26 against Dallas. And Neil Frank says, my Bulls are inept besides Levine.
Adrian Ganecka says, what would be the best under in the NBA tonight? I think, and Ralph Portwando just backed my under. It's my only play right now. I'm very close to adding Warriors first half and the Nets full game. I also find the Lakers somewhat interesting, but it's Pelicans at Nuggets. To me, I think that is the best.
Tell me quickly why you think that's a good play, Jim.
Sure. Let me just get up the Roto World quickly so I can get some of these last-minute injury situations. Why do I think it is a good play? Well, the Nuggets have been victorious at home, playing strong defensively. Malone's talked about how this is what he's always dreamt of from a defensive side of things with the Nuggets. Now you have the Pelicans with no Brow in the lineup, and they're going to have to make things work without Elfrid Payton, which means Tim Frazier will be in the starting lineup, which means there'll be more Ian Clark and more Frank Jackson. Drew Holiday will spend a bit more time running the offense. Now, that's not a bad thing if you want points. But Frank Jackson has looked good, sure. But that just you take away Elfrid Payton. Now, I kind of like Elfrid Payton on the floor if I want an under because he does have length and can defend the perimeter when he's trying. But take Davis out, take Elfrid Payton out, and go up against a team in the Nuggets that opponents were averaging less than 100 points a game against them before that debacle in LA. That's why.
Okay, I am going to Denver and New Orleans, huh?
King Rail backing the play, saying Denver under.
I'm taking it. I'm tailing it. That's an official play, and I did bet it. New Orleans, Denver. I'm going to have to get 230 minus 110. Jimmy the Bag got 231 minus 104. Nice job there, but I'm going to take under 230 minus 110.
Get Money says they went over the first game without the Brow. I'm just saying, we know that Drew Holiday, Mirotic, we know these guys can light up baskets and take quick early threes. But we know how the Nuggets like to play at home. We know what they want to do, especially with Davis out of the paint. They want Jokic to control the paint. Usually that means passing more than scoring, but that's why I think it's going to happen.
All right, I've tailed it. Under 230 minus 110. That's the current line at Heritage and Bet Online. Look at that. Just call me Tail the Bag. In this show, not just Tail the Bag, though, and Tail King Rail and Tail others, and I'm listening to what your analysis is there.
Ayush Shia says, I love the under in the Nuggets game. Line drop 3 points, 70% on the over. And Christopher Money says, hey, Bag, who's your new co-host?
My name is Peter Loshak. I've been doing this for quite a while. Some people respect me as a capper, some people don't. That's fine. Either one is fine. I'm from NYC. I've never driven a car. I've never ridden a bike. I've never been married. I got no kids. My mom was batshit crazy. And I have multiple emotional behavioral disorders to go along with all of it. And my best sport right now, I'm killing MMA. I went head-to-head with Andy Marak, who knows his shit. Yeah. I took Smith over Ozdemir, cashed. I did take Serkinov at a big favorite. Might have been a mistake, but that one cashed as well. Do you have the MMA record? You have the throw the MMA record up. This is for you. This is for you. Look at this, MMA, because we rarely throw the. Look at this.
I know. I saw it.
Look at that. 72 and 48. Up 26 units. That's 2017 and 2018 combined. That's coming gorgeous. Off a nice 2-0 day. One huge favorite, one underdog.
That's gorgeous. Never driven a car. Driven a bike once. Ridden a bike once.
Yes, I mean I did, but no obstacles. Was
it on grass or concrete?
It was all grass. I mean, it was Long Island concrete, so it was like all grass and no rocks, no people. I just rode it around in a circle in a manicured lawn on Long Island. So, but I did do it, and it was definitely fun. But there's no way in hell I would do that again. All right, so let's move on, Jim.
Okay, well, there's a couple plays I want to just talk out and decide whether or not I should jump on.
Didi blown away. Didi with a Michigan logo saying, what the fuck? Loshak and MMA? Yep, believe it. Believe that, Didi. All right, let's go. Let's move on, Jim.
Okay, I don't want to move on.
All right, okay.
One, I think that I should jump on the Nets The only thing that was keeping me away from the situation was simply that the Nets played the Warriors so tight and looked so good. And I was scared that the Knicks, after getting outscored 46-19 or whatever it was, 46-17 in the fourth quarter, would come out fast and roll. That scared me. Nut Flush Allen's daughter is laughing.
Nut Flush Allen. You know what I want to do for my retirement?
What's that?
I just want to fucking just like join the Nut Flush Allen family.
I do too.
And just hang out there. I want to go to fucking their Thanksgiving is such a nice,
loving
so
and,
homey and everything. Oh God. All right, let's see.
Angel Romero says, Jimmy, I'm on the under 240 in the Lakers game. It is enormously high total. And Jimmy Butler will be back in the lineup and healthy.
I took it. I got 241, Angel Romero.
What's it at right now?
It's 240. It's 240. Now, that is a play. All these other plays, I've been listening and taking other information. That play came from deep inside Peter Loshak, which is historically not a good place to pull plays from. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, it's Halloween.
It's nice to see that Angel Romero is on that play as well.
I feel like you guys are in the right spot with not only... See, how is so Jimmy Butler sick in the last game. They get destroyed. They get embarrassed. They have to come back defensively, don't they? The Timberwolves?
Minnesota?
Yeah.
I mean, one would think. No, I agree with you that this is a team where it's just like you're never really sure of anything. You're just making educated guesses. I'm just saying, like, at a certain point, I mean, where are these totals going to go? You know what I'm saying?
Red Girl's also on the Lakers under?
Yeah, and someone else.
240? Now,
yeah, exactly.
What was it? Who was it? Was it Lakers Spurs? What was the game where it was 240 and you decided to take the under and it still got up to 260?
Yeah, I mean,
what game was that? See, I can't remember what game that was. See, what's Karl Anthony Towns going to do? Edwin Garcia says 240 going over easy. It's too high. Or going, I'm sure he means going under easy. Get Money says Minnesota sucks. The question I have with this Timberwolves squad is if Karl Anthony Towns gets called out for how terrible his field goal percentage, staying away from the dirty areas, is he going to step up? Is Jimmy Butler going to step up? Are they going to try to slow down Bron? Because Jimmy Butler loves going toe-to-toe with LeBron James.
I know. It's just, I mean, damn. I don't know, man.
I think it's the right play. And Nut Flush Allen says, telling you, Pete, Jimmy, the invite for Thanksgiving will always be open.
Yaya says, Mr. Peters, for Halloween, you could dress up as the gym teacher from Big Mouth. Yes, I could. You ever seen that guy?
I haven't.
You should. Yeah, I do look like the gym teacher from Big Mouth. I know that, Yayas. Very nice. Maybe I should. My normal Halloween costume is one that I made myself, which is Super Gringo, which is basically just like a regular Gringo, except even better, if you can imagine that. But maybe this year I'll be Big Mouth from the gym teacher from Big Mouth. All right, let's see. What else do we have going on here? Ralph Portuando, close your eyes and take Lakers. Carlos Looters says Lakers is the play.
I don't know what to do about this Lakers team, and I expect the Timberwolves to bounce back. If I expect the Timberwolves to bounce back, it should be an under game.
Right.
And that's what I expect. So I'm going to add 3 plays to my account.
Really?
Yes. First off, I'm going to add that under in the Lakers Timberwolves.
Okay, under in Minnesota. I got 241. You're going to have to take, let's see, we can give you 240.5 minus 109 at BetOnline. All right, so Jim's going to take Lakers, Minnesota, under 240.5 minus 109. 240.5 minus 109, okay?
Then I still have fear about taking the Brooklyn Nets here. And maybe I shouldn't. But the Knicks were playing the Warriors strong for 3 quarters, and they just lost their legs. And now the Nets are on the second half of a back-to-back.
Well, Jimmy the Bag, I don't know why you never take team totals, because a lot of times they can combine edges, insides, and totals. Native Queen liked Brooklyn Nets team total over in the morning show. I took Brooklyn first half team total over 51 at minus 108. It's now up to minus 127 at Pinnacle. Maybe think about the Brooklyn Nets team total over, Jim. 51 minus 127 on the first half is what we could give you now.
I find that interesting, but I'm nervous. I'm just nervous about the situation. I'm going to stay off the next game.
Okay.
I just feel like the Knicks played terrible in that fourth quarter, can bounce back, and the Nets may be a little bit tired. Trunku says, Jimmy and Pete, if you have to make a $2,000 bet tonight on an NBA play, what would it be?
Okay, I would if I if I had to make a, I would call what's that thing in that show where you call a friend, use a lifeline. I would use a lifeline first of all, but I understand what your point is here. If I had to make that play, man, it might be the New Orleans Denver under, right? King Rail likes it. Other people like it.
I love it. Yeah, I like it. I think we've seen how Denver wants to play at home, and we know what Jokic is going to want to do without Davis roaming around.
Yeah. Or I'd take Philly first half. Look, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm not seeing things clearly, but I just feel like Philly's so much better than Atlanta. -6.5 on the first half. How are they going to play 24 minutes and Philly doesn't get out to a 10-point lead by halftime? You know what I'm saying, Jim?
Adrian Ganecka says Warriors first half would be the 2K bet to play. I agree.
But doesn't Golden State sometimes not show up on the road against terrible teams?
They don't show up defensively.
But they show up.
They like to put buckets. They like buckets.
On the road against bad teams, huh?
Yeah, and Curry and Durant are feeling good about themselves. This is a team that's going to be playing Jabari Parker out there. I can't believe they paid him that much.
All right,
the one-man show says, I'm only going to say this once.
Okay, all right, okay. All
Rebound props are easy money. The market is not adjusted to the faster pace, and they have been more missed shots, creating more rebound opportunities. Gift given.
One-man show. I'm copying and pasting this one. Thank you very, very, very much. Jim, keep that in mind. It can boost your NBA record significantly. That is, as we know, as I say it all the time, the props markets in the professional sports in NBA and NHL and NFL are far, far softer markets and easier markets to beat than the standard lines, spreads, and totals. And great comment there from the one-man show saying that the rebound props are even weaker than all the other props. Shout out to you, one-man show. Well, and if your bankroll is small enough so that you're not hitting the maximum limits on prop bet because the limits are low, which is why the pros don't bet them because the limits are low. That is where you should be using most of your betting action because your handicapping of the game will confer betting value on props as well. It implies betting value on the props. It's just an easier market to beat. All right, go ahead, Jim.
Buy direct sports picks and predictions like Spurs versus Mavs over. And why wouldn't we like that? Did we break that game down fully? This is a Spurs team that doesn't get the right distribution, but they're not defending well. Mm-hmm. The whole idea of their defense was around DeJounte Murray, and he's not playing this year. This Mavericks team is going to put up a ton of shots. Why aren't we on the over here with Buy Direct Sport?
I don't know, but in the meantime, we're going to read out some Native Queen picks. Indiana first quarter and first half. Native Queen liking the Pacers tonight. Philly first quarter and Brooklyn first quarter team total over and first half team total over. There you go. There you go. Native Queen likes Brooklyn first half team total over and first quarter team total over. Maybe I'll throw that one on as well.
A couple people coming in here liking the Bills. That makes me very excited.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me very excited. Ralph Wanda likes Spurs -7. I can't trust the Spurs to win by double digit. Red Girl's also on Spurs full game.
I would have been leaning Dallas, but I'm definitely off it.
I really think, and King Rail's on the first half over. King Rail's on the first half over, and Buy Direct is on the full game over. I think these guys are right.
On which one?
The Mavericks Spurs, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why I didn't notice it earlier. Crypto King says Doncic injured for Mavs. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did not know that. Let me just take another check at that.
I did not know that.
Wow,
Dallas Spurs over.
Back soreness. But that would mean that Dennis Smith Jr. and JJ Barea will get a huge jump in usage. Mm-hmm. I think that the over's the play. I agree with these guys.
Yeah, who likes it? King Rail, Native Queen. Who else?
King Rail and Buy Direct. I'm going to jump on this over right now.
You want it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the first half. The first half is 108. All right, so Jim's going to take Dallas Spurs, and you want the full game over, huh?
Yes.
All right, that line has gotten bet down. It opened at 217.5. Now we're line shopping here at SBR odds. We can give you 214 minus 105.
If you do me a favor, can you look at when that moved? Did it move in the last 45 minutes or hour?
I can check that for you because that information is easily obtainable on SBRodds.com. What I'm going to do here is just click on the little graphic here that shows the curve or the trajectory. Let me see. Let me click on it. Now it pops up. And I can tell you exactly when the line move was. It was heading down 216 at about 10:30 this morning, 215 at about 12 o'clock this morning, and by 12:30 Eastern time, PM, it was already down to 214 and has not moved since.
I will take the over 214. I wanted to make sure that move didn't happen in the last 2 hours.
No, and that was a smart thing to ask Jimmy the Bag, and you can find that information out very easily here at SBRodds.com. 214 minus 105 at BetOnline is the best line we can give you right now. I'm thinking about tailing that one. All of a sudden, I'm thinking about putting on a lot of picks here. I'm thinking about taking the first half under in New Orleans, Denver, first half and full game over in Dallas, San Antonio. I guess I'm still thinking about the Golden State Chicago under and also Golden State first half. I am thinking about, maybe doubling up on the Brooklyn first quarter team total over, taking that one. Still thinking about Sacramento team total over and Sacramento plus the points. Thinking about Native Queen likes Indiana. What do you think about Indiana here against Portland, Jim? The line market is definitely headed in their favor. Why would that be? Why would
it be heading in Indiana's favor?
Yes.
Because this Portland team can be tired on this road trip. This has been a long road trip. They've looked good in some spots, bad in other spots. We knew when they begun this road trip that at some point Lillard and McCollum were going to get hot, and they got hot right away. They got hot in that Orlando, and that was a huge mistake by me after saying that to not get on it. And then they didn't look good in Miami. Now are they going to look good in Indiana? Indiana's a tough place to play, but they aren't rebounding. Can Portland take advantage of that? Portland's not a great rebounding.
Portland's not a great rebounding team, huh?
No, and there's talk about, we got to get on to NFL quickly.
Yeah, I know.
There's been talk about Eddie Oiler saying last Mavs first meeting in San Antonio ended at 194. I really feel like this is a different team without a point guard and with DeRozan on the floor. It's so different and it's more offensive. Now, the fact that the Lakers-Spurs game was so low scoring is concerning because the Lakers are putting up huge amounts of points everywhere.
Yeah.
But the Mavericks, I think, will put up some points. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Get Money says Indiana over and Indiana money line. Get Money says DeRozan brought no defense with him. You're absolutely right. And PRC Publicist says you all remember Dallas always go toe-to-toe with the Spurs. Look at the record, 2017-18. Spurs, Dallas, both teams, new crew, Dallas plus 7.5.
I mean, Indiana is a good team, right? Not really?
No, yes, they're a good team, but we'll see if Turner's not going to rebound the ball, what the hell's going to happen with their rebounding?
But Turner's in, right?
Yeah.
But he's just like this. He's just like deciding not to rebound. Why can't he rebound?
I don't know. He signed this huge $72 million 4-year contract, and they're getting crushed on the boards. The Cavaliers destroyed him on the boards. The Pacers only got 4 offensive boards.
Is this a down spot for them because they're coming off of 2 blowout road wins?
I don't know if it is, but I'm concerned that this might be a down spot for Portland. But then Portland lost badly and didn't play well against the Heat, so maybe they step up here. Arpuva Amin says Tyreek Evans is game time decision. I'm sure that they just suspended him for that one game, and Tyreek should be good to go.
All right, so let's go over the plays once again. Jim took Lakers, Minnesota under 240.5. New Orleans, Denver under 231. Dallas Spurs over 214 minus 105, and that's it. I have, let's see, what do I have here? I have New Orleans, Denver under 230. Lakers, Minnesota under 241. Nets first half team total over 51. Miami Heat team total under 108.5. And Philly, first half, minus 6.5. I don't know. I'm a shitty NBA handicapper, but I'm listening and watching and waiting and thinking. And I like my series, my assortment of plays tonight.
The only thing I would add, I'm just deciding whether to add is the net as well. I'm really deciding whether or not to add the Warriors first half. The Reaver says, Pete, would you say basketball has the highest volatility and is the most unpredictable?
Well, no. I mean, it depends who you're asking. I'm bad at NBA because I personally am bad at it. I would certainly not say that it's hard to predict in general just because I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Ask Bob Haralabos how predictable basketball NBA is. He'll have a different answer. Ask King Rail how predictable NBA is. He'll have a different answer. It's hard for me. Yes, it's hard for me to predict. But in general, no. I mean, the people I've spoken to sportsbook guys actually, and they say that the guys who kill NBA are some of the that they get beat on NBA like totals and quarters and stuff like that worse than any other sport. So that tells me that a lot of people don't know what the hell they're doing, but that offers big advantages to the people who do. And so is NBA harder to predict than any other sport? In my personal opinion, yes. Can people do it? Definitely. And those people make a lot of money doing it. Congratulations to them,
I think that's a very interesting answer. Yeah. 2 things here before we move on. One, Eddie Oiler says Portland has to play in Houston tomorrow. I think that the way Houston's playing, that might be an easier spot to win a game than Indiana, and Portland might throw in the towel earlier to rest their players for that game. That makes me think the Pacers would be the play.
The only thing that makes me nervous here is just that that Indiana is off of 2 big road wins. You know, Portland's off a loss, and Portland is a talented team as well, right?
No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And Apurva Amin says, please break down Sixers first half. Seems like a lock.
Sixers first. I took it. That's one of my picks. First half -6.5, -110. I bet it. I took it. I like it. Native Queen curiously has Sixers first quarter, but not first half, which is somewhat interesting. First quarter was a high line, 4 points. You know, that's a high spread for a first quarter. Yeah.
I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay with it. I think I'm ready to move on to football. I hope I'm not leaving money on the table, not taking the Warriors first half and not taking the Nets, but I get it. I get it. I get it. Oh, so why don't we move on to this?
Christopher Moniz asking Loshak over under 1 eyebrow. Christopher Moniz. No, I appreciate good comedy writing, even when I am the target of the fucking one-liner. Shout out to you, Christopher Moniz.
There's been some nice grooming.
There have been. Yeah, there has been. Let me see. All right, so I might throw on some extra NFL picks. I'm sorry, NBA and NHL picks last minute while we're talking about the NFL game that goes tonight. Let's move on to NFL. Jimmy the Bag, of course, did take the under 44, I believe, right?
I did 44, and I still feel fine, even though I could have got a better line if I did it this morning. Sports Dogma says getting no love from Low Bag this evening.
Where?
Sports Dogma getting no love from Low Bag this evening. He's on Dallas plus 7.5. Bills plus 14, write it down.
I would agree. I was leaning Dallas as well. I was thinking that Dallas is. Shout out to you, Sports Dogma. I apologize. There's so many comments that come in. Yes, Dogma. There's so many comments that come in, and if it were up to me, we'd have a separate person just feeding us all the great comments. But we have to, keep track of everything in the show. And Mondays are relatively easy because there's few games. Sorry you felt ignored. We were definitely not ignoring you. Dallas plus 7.5. I was leaning that way myself. Jimmy Bag, of course, likes the over. Maybe Dallas team total over will be one of my last minute picks. And Bills plus 14. I'm passing on this NFL game. Got too much else to look into here. Brian Hernandez, Pats minus 14 is the best play.
Yes, and I wrote down from PRC Publicist my big play tonight. Put it down, Pete. Pats Bills under 44.5. He's giving us a final score. Pats win 23-9.
Wow. So maybe the Bills team total under. We did talk about that, right, Jim?
But Jake Bell, great capper, says Pats team total over first half and full game.
Well, kickoff is only an hour away, and the market is still uncertain where to put this total. It's 44.5, 44, and 43.5 are all widely available.
43.5.
Bet Online is down to 43.5.
Good.
Pinnacle's hanging at 44.5, but Heritage, Bookmaker, The Greek, all sharp books at 44. Intertops, UWager, William Hill at 44.5. So it appears that late money's coming in on the under.
Conrado Mendoza, New England team total over. Ron Lofton, Pats minus 3.5 and total over 7.5 first quarter. Pod 62, first quarter. Patriots minus 3.5. Fanatical Jim. I was going over some notes. I was just grinding myself into I was just going too hard, and I needed a break. I didn't hammer college football as much as I have been doing lately, and it was fine. I had a really bad week in college football, so I was like, you know what, just take a bit of a break.
Yes.
I was going over my notes, though, and I noticed that Fanatical Jim had some great plays that were winners on my notes. So shout out to Fanatical Jim, and thank you for sharing your plays with us. Don't think it didn't go unnoticed because I noticed it. Dan Kelly says, I heard on VSiN that Monday Night Football home dogs are 18-1 against the spread.
Monday Night Football home dogs, 18-1.
Wow.
That is a really.
Yeah,
who said that?
Yeah, that's.
Do we trust VSiN?
I don't know.
Do we? Are they competitors of ours?
PRC Publicist says, cash it. Pats have a big game next week versus the Packers. Tonight's about a W, not a blowout. Pats will run the ball, short passes, kill the clock. Bills have no offense.
Sounds like he's liking the under then.
That was his play, 23-9. Brian Hernandez, Patriots will cover with ease. Gas mask 42 people. It's Tom Brady versus backup quarterbacks in the Bills. It's a blowout win for the GOAT. Yeah, Money says NFL's ran by the mob on Mondays and Thursdays. Lamont Williams, New England solo over. So we have a lot of people saying that. Would you say of all the bets, that's the one thing that nobody's saying
what?
Patriots team total under?
Yeah.
Everybody's saying Patriots team total over.
Yes.
Native Queen, New England first half. And lean New England first half over. Yeah, Money says Pats will run all night. Jim Rome's Douche says think Lakers roll tonight. Jake Bell has a final score of 31-10. Jim Four says Bills lose by 21. Oh, sorry, I didn't say greater than 13 points. My fault, Dan Kelly. My fault. Sorry. So Monday night home dogs of greater than 13 points.
Okay, there you go. I was going to say. Yes, okay. All right. That sounds like a stat that
Monday night football home dogs of greater are 18-1 against the spread. Wow, that's wild. Wow. Edwin Garcia said exactly. Pats won't show so much today. Jake Bell, Pats will short pass it all out. Guadi Latte says Bills defense actually not bad. I agree. And remember in that Colts game, Anderson, those picks, they were in terrible field position. They were giving Colts half fields all game long. And the Colts have a really good offense, especially with Mac rolling right now. I'm surprised I'm saying that, but they do have a good offense. And we just saw what they did to the Raiders, and they could only put up 37 points. I agree. Chad Costanza says Bills defense is giving Brady trouble in the pass. Jack Vlog says, let's go Buffalo. Rob Portwano says, okay, Jimmy, you talked me into it. New England under 45. Alan Action, Pats have a plus 55 point differential at home, minus 22 on the road. Ryan Taylor giving another. That's the second person who's come in with that final score of 31-10. Get money, under. Lamont Williams, Pats might score 44.5 by themselves. Jared Schrader, New England first half team total over 15. Walter Trotter says, what about that Vikings game? Very interesting stuff.
Let me ask something. In the NBA, Jim, do the Spurs play defense right now or not?
No. Well, I didn't think they did, but even when it was an 11-point lead for the Lakers, I still thought, watch these Spurs come back. And that's just a vividness bias of Pop back from his old teams. So I did not think they played any defense, although Aldridge plays defense, but I didn't think they played any defense until the Lakers only put up 106 points against them, and the Lakers have these enormously high totals all the time.
And how about Dallas offensively? What's your take on them?
Well, they have an issue because Harrison Barnes has only played 2 games. He was their leading scorer last year, and he's shooting horrifying. I have his notes up here, but it's very, very bad, his numbers so far this year. So as soon as he gets rolling, which he will, he's 8 for 30 from the field, 1 for 9 from 3. But Wesley Matthews is playing well. He just dropped 22 points. Dennis Smith Jr. is playing very well.
Because I was thinking about Dallas first half team total over 52, combining my lean on Dallas plus 7.5 and your lean and others on the over.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting play. Yeah, I don't hate it. Dwayne Reed says Anderson will be the big difference in this matchup. Bills show up big, emotionally try and defend at home. Bills plus 14.5 and under 45.5. But Gate Pasky says Pats minus 13.5. Book it. Dom Ricci in the house. Shout out to our man Dom. Says I also took over 3.5 field goal. And Red Girl says Dallas is not a second half team. Speaking about those Mavs. I really feel like it's hard to get a real feel for the Mavericks early in the season just because Harrison Barnes hasn't started rolling yet. And Ryan Taylor, Purdue over Iowa. I will preach this all week.
I was thinking that as well. That was my initial thought. Purdue over Iowa. We'll talk about that a little bit more later on. And I'm thinking about throwing on. I took the first period under in Minnesota, Vancouver. I'm thinking about throwing on the full game under as well. Minnesota's not a big offensive team, especially on the road, right? What are they?
No, they're not. They're not a big offensive team, but they're starting to get production up and down their lineup. But no, I would never. They're never a team I want to hammer total.
But Markstrom kind of sucks, though, doesn't he?
Yes, he kind of sucks.
Yeah,
he kind of sucks. But this is a guy who was the goalie of the year in the AHL about 4 years ago, and I always feel like those guys end up figuring it out at the NHL level.
Yeah,
and that's why we still have him. The Canucks would have got rid of him, but the experts are doing the study for us, and they're saying that he's still capable of being this great goalie. We despise him, but remember, Vancouver's a goalie graveyard. That's where goalies go to die.
And are they going to be defending tough for him because they know he's vulnerable and they're going to try to beat, but their defensemen are out, right?
That's why I think they're going to try to play much tighter because Edler and Tanev are out.
Yeah. All right. I do have the first period over. I'll hold off. I was leaning, full game under, buying up to 6, or joining Jim on Vancouver team total under 2.5 minus 110. But I will hold off on that one. Any picks you want to add on to NFL? Any
no
props coming in here?
No, I don't want to add any picks NFL. I'm going to stay at the office till dawn working on the Breeders' Cup stuff. So I'll be here watching the game. No, I'm going to stick with this under 44. I'm very uncomfortable with this side in this spot. very uncomfortable. Yeah, Patriots seem like the play. Sure. It clearly seems like the play, but it's a divisional game. Buffalo should step up for this. Patriots have no reason to run up the score, although Belichick doesn't understand the word mercy. I just feel like these games that look too easy, although the Redskins were too easy, but I got scared off of that. The market scared me off of that.
No, but you also said that the Colts were too easy, and that was a great call, right, Jim?
I did believe in that, but the market wasn't putting fear in me that even added a half point. It was the market. And then, when I saw the late money coming in on the Redskins, I just thought, is that just public money coming in? I guess I overthought that Redskins spot. But yeah, I went 9-2 last week in NFL. I went 6-3 this week with this one outstanding. Yeah, this is exciting stuff. Gabe Paskey saying Vancouver goalie graveyard. They end up in the Linwood on 80s night. The Linwood on 80s night. North Vancouver pub. The Linwood. I've actually been many times, but dangerous. Dangerous.
Yeah, and here you go. Get money, yo. Get money, yo. 334 likes Dallas and the over, Pete. Just take it and leave it alone. Dallas going to put up a nice number here.
Say that again.
Get money, yo. Likes Dallas and the over. Just take it and leave it alone.
Gas station sushi, please do. Says Jimmy, I'll help you on the Breeders' Cup. But yeah, I need help. It's a lot of horses to break down. I'm pretty comfortable with the video tomorrow night because it's just the babies, the 2-year-olds. But it's a lot of work to put in for the Saturday's card. I'll hit you on Twitter.
Okay. Jimmy the Bag, I'm just thinking about some of these borderline plays here for NBA.
Sure, I'll give you an extra second to think about it. Our new low bagger, Apurva Amin, says, when you guys start the show, is it daily? Yes, Monday to Friday. We have 2 shows, 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern.
Dallas Mavericks over 103.5 in the first half, over 52.
I like that.
First half, someone's commenting. What we got, let's see. Your mics, yes, you're on them. Your mics, we're sitting on the mics. I'm not sitting on my mic.
No one's sitting on the mics, man.
These guys are fucking freaking out. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, something's wrong here. It couldn't be my fault.
Okay, I'm going to vouch for Pete. I can see he's not sitting on his mic. Would you do it for me? Would you do it for me?
Jim's not sitting on shit. I'm looking here at the Dallas team total over first half 52. I think I am going to take that one. I'm going to add that one. You like the over, right, Jim?
I do.
The over seems good.
We're talking about the Mavericks game.
Yeah, yeah. You like the over, and there's good reason to think that
Tad Costanza says your mics suck.
Mics suck. Whose mic?
Our mics, but not applicable. Says Pete's mic's fucking up again.
All right, I'm taking Dallas first half team total over 52 minus 125. Dallas first half over 52 minus 125. I'm going to take that one. I'm adding that one on there. Dallas first half team total over 52 minus 125. So my mic is bad. Maybe that's a sign we got to. Can you hear me at all? What's going on? Can you hear me at all?
I think it's coming together.
Yeah? All right. Okay.
He said it was when you were leaning to your left, Pete.
Leaning to my left. All right. Thanks for letting us know. No, I really appreciate that.
No, it is important.
I realize it's a little bit slow right now because I'm hemming and hawing here over my NBA leans here. The 7 o'clock games are off. I guess I'm going to Sacramento. Look at that. I'd love to take Sacramento team total over. I'd love to take first half under in New Orleans, Denver, maybe. I'd love to take Golden State first half, but I guess I'll hold off for now. All right, so all my plays are Lakers, Minnesota, under 241, New Orleans, Denver, under 230, Dallas, first half team total over 52, Miami, team total under 118.5, Philly, first half minus 6.5, and Nets, first half team total over 51. Jimmy the Bag has New Orleans, Denver, under 231, Lakers, Minnesota, under 240.5, and Dallas Spurs over 214 minus 105. That's it for Jimmy in the Bag. That's it for Jimmy in the Bag and myself. Got a lot of NBA leans, but I guess I'll just stick with the plays that I got so far. And anything else you want to add here, Jim?
I'm going to stay off the Nets and the Warriors first half. If I come back and tomorrow and they both cashed, I'll be pretty upset. But I'm going to leave it alone.
Yeah. All right, so now let's just quickly take a look at college football once again. I gave Louisville plus 38. Might have been a mistake, but Jimmy the Bag tailed that one. He added it as well. And I also took Navy. I got plus 14, minus 115. That might have been a mistake, but I took that one as well. Navy has not been good this year, and they've been bad against the spread. This feels like a nice spot for an option team like Navy, though, to have value as an underdog. So my only 2 plays so far, Navy plus 14 and Louisville plus 38. let's see where any of these lines move to, if at all. The Louisville line has
Sports
not moved.
Dogma letting us know that Sacramento players visited South Beach Strip Club.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That might be a low-scoring game, and they might get rolled. I took a shot with Miami team total under. Might have been a mistake there.
Bobby says, I think Miami stomped Sacramento.
All right, well, hopefully they stomp them 114-95. And that's why when you take team totals, you can sometimes get bailed out if one of your reads is wrong. If one of your reads on the side and total are wrong, it's not all is lost. So that's why I like team totals so much. Let's see, just going over any other lines that I was thinking about. Let me see. Army, Air Force. Nope, the total's not out. Again,
Chunku says, why do you like Air Force, Pete?
I don't.
Why don't you like Air Force, Pete? And then he says they've been playing really well.
Why don't I like Air Force?
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily say I don't like Air Force. Army has been playing great. My thoughts on that game were that I was going to look for the under as soon as it came out if it was anything in the low 50s, which I'm hoping that it will be. And if it opens in the low 50s, I wouldn't be surprised if we come back and it's 48.5 the next morning. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. This feels like one of those clips where people can pull it out and be like, wow, Lojak was exactly right. Opens at 51 and then the next morning is 48.5. So we'll see. That's what I'm going to be thinking about. Louisville plus 38 might have been a mistake. There were people in the morning show saying that this is just a terrible team. I wouldn't take them no matter how many points you gave me against anyone. I understand that, but I took Louisville plus 38. Let's see some other line moves here in college football. Again, South Alabama plus 17 was a play that I was thinking about, and it's now down to 15.5 or 16, although it's coming back a little bit in Arkansas State's favor. Purdue, this line is bouncing around. I'm going to wait to look into this a lot more later on in the week, but my initial thought was to take Purdue. And let me see, West Virginia early against Texas might not be a bad play. West Virginia might come out and put up a big number on Texas early in that game. And again, I'm also thinking about TCU -8. They've been terrible against the spread, much like Navy this year. But I'm thinking this might be a decent spot to time them to get a cover. So I'm thinking about that. Other plays that I'm looking at are Tennessee, maybe -20.5 to finally get a blowout win over a team that they outclass. I was thinking that way. What's so funny, Jim?
Stay focused.
Let's stay focused. Yeah, I'm doing
it's hair joke. It's hair jokes.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, let her rip, guys. Let her rip, guys. I can take it.
Muhammad Jomas parlayed Leafs in regulation.
Mm-hmm.
Lakers -1.5, and Pat -13.5.
Okay, I sincerely hope that Muhammad Joma hits. I do have Toronto -1 as an official play.
Artez Jackson says the best play on the board tonight in NBA is the Heat Kings under.
Really? Who said that? Artez Jackson.
Yeah.
Well, that would be nice because I do have the Heat team total under, and I was
Dwayne
leaning
Reed
Kings.
says, I love that play.
Which one? Yeah. Which one?
That play, that under. The best
Really?
play on the board tonight. Do you mind if we just take a minute and go over that game
go
one
ahead.
more time? Heat Kings under. And I guess the reason why I almost popped out at actually capping this game is because of the changes in the roster. You add in Ellington. Sorry, let me get to it. Sorry, you add in Ellington, so you're almost fully healthy. We know that Ellington's a shooter. Harrison Barnes is not a bad shooter, and we've seen what he's looked like coming into this lineup. God, where the hell am I? Too many games. So I guess that gave me a little fear. And then Dragic just gets torched by Lillard. How's he going to handle De'Aaron Fox? I know that De'Aaron Fox is only 6'3", but he's got just long arms, and he can do so many things that Dragic can't do. So they add Winslow. Winslow will definitely help their defense. Okay, so what is the total at right now?
Which one?
The total in Sacramento Kings at Miami Heat.
It's 227 or 227.5, so it's right where it opened.
Wow.
227, and I'll tell you what the line movement on this one was.
When does this game start?
In about 20 minutes, Jim. Really, it got bet down a little bit to 225, and then it came back up to 227. So, opened 227, bet down to 225, then came back to 227, and then that's the line movement on the game.
Gary Joel Hall says, take Wild. Money line Canucks are banged up. No defense. Wild are hot right now. They win 4-1. So take them on the -1.5, which I've got him on tonight.
He likes 4-1, so that would mean that the full game under and the team total under for Vancouver would be good as well.
And I know I don't want to
talk
about it, but the Wild, I've been doubling up on the Wild. They've been some of my best spots, taking the under and the puck line. I know that's very dangerous, and I didn't do it here just in case the Canucks fall apart because I feel like that's coming. So I mean,
it could be like a 7-zip game
or a 6-1, 6-2, 5-1. or 4-2, 4-1, and then the 4-2,
Right.
and then the Canucks pull their goalie twice, kind of a thing.
And you don't think that being at home, Vancouver's going to try to rally and put some offense up? Being at home, they have much of a home ice advantage, Jim, in a spot like this.
I don't know if they do. No, we've questioned whether or not the Canucks have a home ice advantage. It's tough in cities like Toronto and Vancouver. The tickets have become so expensive that it's just a bunch of suits in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not. And then Ryan Taylor says over in Miami, Sacramento goes over late.
Okay.
Dwayne Reed says most of Kings' points are scored in the paint. Whiteside will be a factor. He'll eliminate Kings' chances at easy baskets in the paint. Miami plays good defense at home. They do play good defense at home. And so that game against the Blazers, why don't we use that as an example, was what I believe it was 120 to 112 or something like that. I hope I'm close to that. And that was a Blazers team that had just got their act together offensively in Orlando. So do we see them smashing the Kings? I think they're right here. Fanatical Jim says taking the under in the Kings game scares me. I think the under is actually is the play here. I'm starting to agree with these guys. And I'm going to jump on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa. All right. So what do you want here?
I want the full game under in Kings Heat.
Okay, so that will be I mean, I took the Heat team total under, which I guess combines my lean to Sacramento here. The under, split line, and it actually just jumped to 228 at Bookmaker, so we can give you that one. Jim's going to take Sacramento, Miami under 228 minus 110. That is the line that I am just seeing right now. Jumped up to 228 at Bookmaker.
Beautiful. All right.
Okay, is that the show?
That's it. Well, almost.
That's it.
Almost.
All right. Okay.
Because now we have who's hot right now. None other than both these guys are hot, but none other than Lucrative Larry coming in with his play of tomorrow, and he's hot right now. He's straight fire.
Really?
Yeah.
How's he doing? Wow, look at that. 90 plays, up 5.5 units. Very nice, Lucrative Larry. Seriously, man. Seriously, bro. Very nice job, Lucrative Larry. That's not easy to do.
Hi, Mr. Jimmy's. Brand new week. 1-4 straight. Feeling pretty good about myself. Freddie touches children. Heading to the Copa Sudamericana. Deportivo Cali over Independiente Santa Fe at plus 135.
What the hell did you just say? The only thing I heard clearly, I have no idea what your play is, but the only thing I heard clearly was Freddie touches children. What is your play?
Oh, it's Deportivo.
Actually, do it in a Yankee sort of American accent so we can know exactly.
It's a little too edgy for my comedy taste, by the way.
Deportivo Cali.
Sorry.
Over, it's fine. Over Independiente Santa Fe.
And what
at
league?
the Copa Sudamericana.
Okay.
Is that good?
And yeah, plus 135.
Plus 135.
Hey, I like it.
Más 135.
I like it.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Thanks very much, Lucrative Larry. Congratulations on the big winning streak. Jimmy the Bag and I wound up with a bunch of plays in the NBA tonight. I hope we wind up being proven okay, roughly.
I think so. We had a lot of time to sit with these games.
Yeah.
And some moves make sense to me. The over in the Dallas San Antonio. I guess the reason why I didn't like it at first was just because of that Lakers game sticking in my head. It stuck with me, and that was one of the games where I hit that 666.
Yes.
And that it was just that recency bias that had pushed me off of it. But the more I looked at it, the more I liked it.
Very nice show, Jimmy the Bag. We'll be back tomorrow, 12 o'clock Eastern time for the Tuesday card.